So here's your mandatory, after you get 100K subscribers, you're supposed to make I'm a creator video or something like that, right? That's what you're supposed to do, I think, according to YouTube. When I first started this YouTube channel, I never expected my story to resonate with anybody. I kept making the videos, and then slowly, over time, people started to be like, you know what? I agree with that. And I was like, wait, what? I've never met you in person. And then someone else is like, wow, that's a good point. And I'm like, wait, really? I feel like I'm just rambling on in my head, and all the thoughts are just kind of bouncing around like a ricochet bullet. And so when I make these videos and share my thoughts, it's a chance for me to meet the people that I can't meet that are on the same wavelength as me. Gary Vaynerchuk says document everything, which could be okay. What I would say would be share your story, because you're out there and you want to create something and you're on the fence about it because you're like, yeah, this no one thinks that. All my friends and family say this is dumb, but for some reason inside I feel differently, but I don't have anyone close to me that I can voice it to. Creating a brand is all about, it's just sharing your story, sharing yourself, saying things that you can't say to other people because no one gets you. No one understands you. No one gets you. Like when I was a kid, I put on the Dickie jeans because I wanted to fit in with the skaters, and I went to go play football because I thought that's what the cool kids did. And then like I tried to fit in all the time to test these different cliques of people to see if these people were like me or these people were like me, and I just never fit in anywhere my whole life. A lot of people would just be like, well, maybe it's you, Josh. Maybe you're the one that's different. And you know what? I am. And there's a whole lot of other people out there that feel that way. I don't think that I'm special. I don't think that I'm particularly famous or anything like that. I definitely don't feel like I'm above anybody else. I just started making videos one day. I would have never thought that my World of Warcraft PvP video would have launched me into doing this for a living. If you go back and look at my other videos, like a year ago, where I did these stupid vlogs because I was just trying things, and it was the worst because you spend 8-9 hours making a video and you put your heart and soul into this thing and you release it and no one watches it, and it's like soul crushing. But just because no one watches it doesn't mean there aren't people out there. They just haven't found you yet. You just haven't put yourself in front of them yet. They just don't know about you yet. It doesn't mean that the content is bad. And so as a new video creator, it can be really discouraging when you start making content and no one's out there, and you assume because no one's watching your videos, it must be you. And that's just not true. It can be very easy to just forget about that. No one has had a chance to find you yet. Unless you're already known from something else and you're just transferring platforms, you're new. You're starting from the ground up. And when you're starting, it's the hardest part, because you're going to be making your little Instagram post talking about motivation or your viewpoint or about how you should do this or that. And all your friends and family are going to be like, this is stupid, dude. Why are you trying so hard? Like, dude, let's just go play Fortnite, or let's just go hang out. Let's go to the bar or whatever. And you're trying to make a difference, try to be someone that you want to be the person that you are in here. No one else knows who you are in here except for you. And that initial getting over that hump, getting over that I'm changing, and whether you like it or not, is the most daunting task. And you can think that, okay, well, maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe they're right, because you're just not getting that traction initially unless you just get lucky or you know how to go viral or whatever it is. And it takes a long time. And the definition of commitment is doing this when you don't feel like doing it. When that moment goes and you're like, oh, well, I was feeling like doing this like 2 hours ago, but I'm not there anymore. Doing it anyways when you're like, I'm not mentally there anymore. That is the definition of commitment, and that is what you have to do when you're starting out as a new content creator. Basically, this video is just me pleading with the people out there that think that they can't do it, or that they think deep down that they can't be who they want to be, or it's embarrassing because they're so different in here compared to how they act in real life, and that sudden change to everyone around them is just daunting because they know they're going to get a bunch of criticism for it because they've never had the opportunity to step outside themselves and be who they want to be, and that vulnerable moment is just so hard to do. I think that you should share your story. There's a support group out there for everyone. I mean, you think the earth is flat, there's a support group. You want to go raid Area 51, there's lots of support groups for that right now. There's a support group for almost anything, no matter how ridiculous it is. If you're thinking something, chances are someone else out there is thinking that too. If you think that you don't have a story, I would beg to differ, and I would say that you do have a story, and just by stepping out and being willing to share it, help someone maybe feel like they're not the only ones thinking that. And that has been the main kind of takeaway for me in this channel. It's just, there are other people out there that think like me because I've never had the opportunity to meet them. But why would I ever know because most of the time these people that think like me, I would never know to go talk to them. We don't wear signs that say, hey, we're on the same wavelength. I mean, that's all we have. That's all we have in this life anyways. It's just experiences that we get to share and get to take away. But so often we're just worried about what other people are thinking of us rather than trying to just be who we really are. I guess this video is directed at those people in the comments that say, I'm not sure how to get started with YouTube. And you don't have to do YouTube. You can do any number of platforms. You can do LinkedIn, you can do Instagram, you can write if you're not a speaker. That would just be my recommendation, that video is the future because you can listen to video and watch video. And when you're listening, you can do other things. And if you do a blog, you have to stop and read the blog. But it doesn't have to be YouTube. It would just be my recommendation to get out there and start telling people about what you know or what you're trying to learn or who you're trying to be, what you're trying to become, what skills you're trying to learn something, teach it, talk about something, but show it. Show yourself in action doing it. You can document the process, but use that as part of your story. If you're thinking about creating or starting something or doing something or taking the leap, go do it. Because there are people out there that will be with you, even if it's not in person. You might have to leave some friends behind. You might have to leave some people that are important to you behind, and that's also really hard to do. It's hard to grow and change and kind of be held back by those people who don't want to. If you think that you need the right gear for it, I mean, all you really need is a cell phone. Just pick it up like this, use the camera. Don't use the front camera though, unless you really have to, and then kind of set it up, set your shot, and walk in front of the thing and talk. And if you have an Android and you have a little thing here, you can plug in a little $8 mic that you can get on Amazon, and then you can just hook that up and set it like this, and then you can just start talking and just start. It's going to be really hard at first. It's going to be really cringy. If you're worried about quality and gear and stuff, it doesn't matter. All of the videos that I make that have a lot of views are just me sitting in my room ranting in a chair for 20 minutes. What is that? You know, it doesn't have to be the best transitions. It doesn't have to be the best camera. It doesn't have to be the best lighting. It's just story. It's just your ability to connect with people. For those people in the comments that are like, Josh, you're getting really good at saying a whole lot without saying anything. You're basically calling me HR, which is kind of funny. I have these creative thoughts, just like a lot of people out there which are too afraid to voice them. And I do like to provide value, but occasionally I just want to stop and be like, look, man, you've been thinking about doing the same thing for the past year and a half. I'm going to do it tomorrow. No. Just, this is me telling you out there, stop what you're doing. Just pick up your phone, record it, post it on YouTube. It just takes a second. If it's really that cringe, just make it unlisted, upload it unlisted. But just get in the habit of doing it. Just get in the process of doing it. And realize just because you don't get views, it doesn't mean your video is bad. It just means people haven't had time to find you yet. But you can't rely on people finding you. You have to put yourself out in front of people, which is the hardest part, which is the most intimidating part, because you're putting yourself out there for all that ridicule, all those people to see you change. I remember when I first started YouTube. When I was doing my vlogs, someone said, this is a loser's game, Josh. This is a dopamine addiction. Everyone does it and thinks that they can be successful, and you're just another one of those. I recommend to give up. I've been trying for 3 years. And I just remember thinking, this is the kind of stuff that you're going to get. People like to come and drag those people back down. Crabs in a bucket. Crab tries to climb out of the bucket. The other crabs grab on with their pincers, and they pull you back in, and they keep you in there. And it's difficult to do. So I guess this is my call. This is my cliche creator video, telling you guys out there to start making, start creating, start building. I mean, that's what you're doing at work anyways. Okay, I'm done ranting. Hope this video engaged with somebody. I appreciate all you guys, and I'll see you in the live stream.
you.